Well, when you're gonna live to 100, there's gonna be some things you on your to-do list, right? And one of those to-do things is fart. And clearly, when you're done passing,
we need some Lysol up
he got the Lysol ready. I'm weak, chat. I'm weak. Yo. One of those to do things.
Hold on.
Guys.
Before we continue, because we just saw the Adam Cole graphic. Old School Joe put up the great picture of the WCW Bash at the Beach promo with Sting and Vader and Sid Vicious. Could you imagine Sting being the smallest guy in the 80s in that commercial?
Yo.
And then we saw Orange Cassidy and Adam Cole do the same thing.
I didn't see a problem. What's the problem?
Yo, Adam Cole does not look like a wrestler. He does not look like a wrestler. Can we say, like, he doesn't even look like a wrestler today.
It looked like two people cosplaying at the beach.
Vic, I know you'll get this. Adam Cole looks like my cashier from La Roca.
Oh my God, bro.
Let me tell you a super local joke.
Adam Cole looks like Captain Ron.
Captain Ron.
It's Captain Ron.
Jesus Christ.
Kurt Russell, baby, you don't know?
Bro.
Come on now.
Another super specific joke.
Adam Cole doesn't look nothing like a wrestler, point blank. And it got people upset on Twitter. They were loud. They were loud as fuck.
You know, like, are they right though? Like, they do not look like wrestlers. Like, motherfucking Will Hobbs looks like a wrestler.
JJ, thanks for the biddies.
Looks like
JJ with the 200 biddies. I think they are wrong.
Okay, Vince.
Yeah, motherfucker. But like, am I wrong? Like, don't they look impressive?
They don't look it, but they don't have to.
People say something else.
They don't have to look it though. I think they don't have to look it. I think that time is gone. I mean, and AEW showing up proved that Vince is wrong. Vince is outdated and
Adam Cole doesn't even look like an athlete, yo. He looks like Mr. Chug. That's who he is.
Fucking Mr. Chug. Shout out to Mr. Chug.
So like, do you think he was in better shape when he was in NXT?
Oh, that is a fact. That is a fact. Look at the picture.
I gotta see the pictures to compare. I'm assuming he was probably more cut up.
In better shape in ROH.
I think it was smaller in ROH.
No, ROH he was not as ripped.
Yeah.
So NXT had him on point.
NXT he grew a little bit, and he was.
This is him ROH. This is him ROH. He don't even got abs. You saw that? He don't even got abs.
Like,
that's
ROH.
Skinny.
But like right now, he doesn't look like a wrestler.
But I will say he is the second coming of Shawn Michaels.
You think so? That's
we can talk about. I mean, we can talk about charisma, and you're right. He got it. He got it everywhere else in that regard.
Everything that JJ said.
Because he got the ending seal is undeniable.
Yeah.
I don't think that has been affected at all.
But that's why he's here. I feel that's why he's at the show because of that. And you don't need to be brolic anymore. I think
that's never been his MO, right?
No.
I think Bret Hart broke that barrier years ago, bro.
Yeah.
The only weight that he's carrying around is when he has Britt Baker on his arm.
Hey.
Listen.
Ahí está. And you know what? One thing I will say is that you also see him wrestle bigger men, and he wins convincingly.
He's a smaller guy, so a lot of people that he wrestles are bigger men.
Sure, but I'm talking about bigger men like Keith Lee. You know what I'm saying?
Pounced into the third row.
Cross. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. And who still won that match?
Sure.
Right? And it wasn't like, he had to cheat. He didn't get a cheap win. I mean, sometimes he did, I guess.
He was a heel, so, I mean, a lot of times.
Right.
But he had UE, and UE bailed him out. I mean, whatever. It's part of the story.
But he still was a convincing champion and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So, like, his arms, JJ, that's the one thing he needs. You know how they have... What is there like an anti-lipo?
Yo, he needs fat injections. No, I mean
he needs fat injections in his arms, probably. Sure.
He doesn't look like an athlete. Like, and then he's like, all right, Dante Martin is a small guy. I mean, he's tall. He's
also shredded.
He's
also shredded.
Shredded though, exactly.
Yeah, he's chubby. He's a pretty chubby Flacco.
Ooh, that's not on my birth
Chubby
certificate.
Flacco.
Right? Why you think he says Adam Cole, baby? Because of the baby rolls he got going on. Hey,
It's a bunch of
good.
it's a bunch of deformities over there in AEW, huh, TJ?
Everybody doesn't have to be a roided out like muscle freak. Like it's just when I think about wrestling, I do think of like the general bigger bodies, right? But even like I said, like the Dante Martins at least look athletic, like the Angelico and shit like that.
So
Like
you
hey,
feel like
Cassidy is athletic
he's
looking.
shredded.
Yeah.
He's shredded. Yeah.
He's shredding.
You're like, ah, and he's got the kind of gimmick that he can look like Adam Cole looks.
The problem is if Adam Cole becomes shredded, because I think at the end of the day, like we
She
realize,
That's a
we
fact.
realize, yeah, no, for sure. I think that we should probably put in there that fucking Britt Baker has bigger arms than Adam Cole.
Let's
But-
keep it G. Beth Phoenix has bigger arms than all of us. Come on.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
TJ.
But I got the bigger dick.
Oh,
That's no question.
Debatable.
Hey,
Debatable.
But the thing is,
But
if
he's-
Adam Cole loses weight, if he becomes shredded like you're saying with like Dante, he's gonna look like fucking X-Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
You don't want to go down that route. So he's pretty chubby and Flacco. That's what he is.
All right,
But
but
once again, as long as the athleticism and the in-ring skill doesn't suffer, it don't matter because his charisma, his ability to have a match against anybody make look good. Because even the angles he's had in AEW haven't been fantastic. I mean, people have been complaining that it's been a joke. A guy that was main event now coming doing comedy in AEW. But you cannot argue that every match he's been part of has still been pretty spectacular. Because he's an
See-
entertaining motherfucker. Wasn't he gyrating this week with Orange Cassidy? Weren't they hugging? And
yo,
doing a
the
love boat scene or some shit?
the ending to
Oh.
that lights out match is a
Jeez.
little.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh.
and,
oh, I have so many things to say, bro. Like,
Ay,
first,
Dios
oh
mío.
my god. So with Adam Cole specifically, JJ, you're right. Dante is superhuman. He doesn't need muscle, but he has muscle. He's lean. He's athletic looking.
oh, so you trying to say because he's black?
Even when we look at, and there's nothing wrong with him being a little chubby. The point is, like,
No, she said
Cole
cubby.
does not look like Cubby. Do not look like. Isn't that how pretty chubby Flacco?
Yo, JJ.
Like the Attitude Era, right? Which is when we came in. Like motherfuckers were not roided out freaks. Like we started
Attitude Era?
Ackman looking motherfuckers that were leaner. Alright,
Yeah.
but even just let's go through the roster real quick. With like the exception of guys like Triple H, right? Triple H was a big dude,
Yeah.
right? But Stone Cold was not like a big dude. He was bigger.
But he looked like he was in the weight room.
Stone Cold was like
He looked like
250. What you mean?
he worked out. The Rock looked like he worked out. Now he doesn't look like he looked now,
No.
but he looks like he worked out.
Yeah.
He wasn't a roided out freak, but he was.
So
a
wait.
big-
So
My-
I'm really
my-
confused.
my-
These men, the men you're talking about are more bulkier than they were lean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they looked like big, strong dudes. They weren't roided out.
100%. But they
Weren't,
definitely were.
they weren't. Oh, yeah, sure, but they didn't look like.
No, you ever seen Triple H?
But Pablo, only just one example. I'm talking about so like Stone Cold. The
Scott
Rock,
Steiner
like,
never looked like roided out.
Scott Steiner was chubby. No, I'm just playing. But there were guys that were not super jacked in like main event position. Mick Foley,
Mick Foley.
right? Undertaker.
Sure.
Undertaker he had big arms, but he wasn't.
Yo,
Like-
Undertaker was
But
JJ with 3,000 biddies going off. JJ, appreciate you.
Same
Bro.
thing with Kane. Kane had nice big arms, but he wasn't
Kane was
like.
a big. Kane was a big motherfucker. What are you talking about? Kane was a big
bigger
motherfucker.
than
But he
Sting
was mass more than
Yeah.
damn. Chill. He had
Yo, can
muscle
you put up a
too.
picture of Sting? When he
Was-
like Sting was
Sting
young.
was a bodybuilder, my guy. Kane was just a big dude.
Nah, but Kane was a big motherfucker when he came out, man.
Kane,
Oh, he had a big overall body. I think you really,
He had
you really
he had
minimizing his
guns.
size, bro.
He had guns.
Sting was a bodybuilder first. Like
Sting was a
had-
bodybuilder
But he
too.
also had like 7 inches on Sting, brother.
Okay,
was
fine.
like
He was
300
different
pounds,
height,
standing
but I'm
for
talking about
business.
the bulkiness of the body, in terms of like what the physique looked like. Kane was not a roided out looking guy.
Here's a good example.
Share me a phone when you have a fucking green screen, you
I
dumb
think-
piece of shit.
I think the point is though, like, even with their moves, like a guy like Adam Cole couldn't power bomb. It's not believable to be power bombing a guy like Undertaker, a guy like Kane, a guy like Vader. It doesn't look like he's capable of doing things like that. So it doesn't look like he's a wrestler.
But that isn't his moveset.
Yeah, I don't expect him to do that.
Right, no, and he does well with his moveset. Like, his moveset is believable. I'm just saying a guy like that to do a specific move like that.
But he's also not Rey Mysterio.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like he's small and he plays off of his size. He's just a mid-figure kind of guy. Like, he's got, in terms of body, like, there's nothing to speak of. You know, whereas a guy like Orange Cassidy has at least a figure, you know, whatever.
He has a figure.
Like,
right.
honestly, he's got the kind of body that, like, legends have.
Figure 8.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a legend comes back with that kind of body. Now,
That's fair.
you know, which I thought was just visually is jarring when you look at, like, the Attitude Era, and you're not focused on guys like Triple H, and that was my previous point.
Mike the Ref with the rain. Hold on, guys, I gotta give it to him. We gotta give it to him.
To talk about an experience.
What the fuck? You saw that shit? Did you see that shit? I caught that motherfucker
Did you though?
in the face.
That's what she said.
Facts on facts. We here, grown men playing with our balls, and we loving it.
Yeah, subscribe and like, hit that button right now. Alright, follow us on Twitch.
Woo! Mike the Ref with the raid. Appreciate y'all coming through. All of y'all coming in. The views, pops, and chair shots going off right now. Talking that wrestling to you. Appreciate y'all pulling up, man. Mischief, I fucking interrupted you. My bad. But we got
it is your bad.
It is my bad.
We're
Yeah.
talking about wrestling physiques right now. Well, we were, and how Adam Cole doesn't have one.
Lack thereof. Lack thereof.
Yo, but see, take someone, for example, like Pete Dunne. He was away and he came back and he looked shredded.
But and look at the difference. If you're gonna use that as an example, I think that's a great example. All right, Pete Dunne was impressive before.
Yes.
Because of his skills.
Yes.
And then he came back, and now he looks the part.
Yeah, exactly.
Before, I wouldn't have thought twice about it. I thought he was fine, but like physique wise, I thought nothing. I didn't have a single thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when he came back and he was physically impressive, I was like, God damn, he's gonna murder somebody.
Exactly.
And that part of wrestling has changed drastically.
He was always bigger than Adam Cole, though, too.
Yeah.
Look at that. See, JJ just proved that right there. He was always bigger.
You haven't seen me in a singlet, JJ.
So that was gonna
Thank
be my
God.
point. Because Pete Dunne isn't that big of an individual. I think that Pete Dunne, his outfit choice, allows him to look bigger than he appears, as well as the way he wears his hair, the mouthpiece, the straps around his biceps. Like, he does certain things to make himself look bigger than he really is.
Oh,
And that's
hold on,
that
you
Chris.
say-
Wait, let me finish. Let me finish.
Aye,
That's
tú
also one
también.
thing that Chris Benoit did a very good job at as well, because you never saw Chris Benoit in briefs. No, he was roided out and big too, but beyond that, like, you believe he was bigger than life. He just looked like a fucking walking rock, right? Right, but Adam Cole doesn't do himself any justice with his England gear, right? If he wore a t-shirt, we wouldn't be mad, and we wouldn't probably have this conversation, right? Because at the end of the day, his physique is not what he's there for, like what sells him, right? You look at somebody like Brian Cage. I'm sorry, I have to give him credit for the athleticism in the ring,
Yeah.
but he's a walking muscle.
But Brian Cage is a freak. He's a freak of
He's
nature.
a freak of nature, but he's known for being a walking muscle.
Yo, another
Look at
perfect
Wardlow.
example.
All he does is do power bombs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
Wardlow
fucked up.
they're trying to build him like a Brock. I feel like.
Exactly.
Remember,
It's
you guys
working.
got to keep in mind, less is more.
No, but we don't even have to compare him to the Wardlows and the Hobbs and guys like that. Now that was just I wanted to be dramatic in that comparison, right? Because you got like Hobbs. Hobbs is physically impressive. I think Hobbs has the best physique of everybody.
I disagree. I think Hobbs get a little slimmer.
Hobbs.
Well, I mean just volume, like his size.
He's like 20 pounds away from looking like Bobby Lashley.
He's big, bro.
Don't tell him that to his face.
Even if we omit guys like Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, who are muscles, let's cut out the muscle, right?
No, but it's also let's understand we've also seen Brock Lesnar lean, and we were like, yo, he needs to put on weight.
Yeah,
right?
but when
he came back a while back, if you remember, his arms were smaller, right? He wasn't looking as big. He was like, oh, wait a minute, what happened to Brock? And then he came back. He got back to it.
Yeah, he had to get back to it.
Milking the cow.
Was that when he came back like real soon?
Don't say that about Sable.
Was that when he came back real soon after UFC?
I think so.
I think so.
He was just like he hadn't put on like the volume that he usually puts on for wrestling.
I think so. I think that's what it was because he had to lose weight. He was like what? He wrestled at like 240, 250.
He was probably not training because didn't he have that injury?
He had that injury too.
Well, whatever. Either way, like yeah, I do remember him being smaller. But let's cut those guys out. Let's look at guys that are not built like brick shit, right? And I'll take one with you, JP.
Let's get it. The best things come from Canadian shot glasses. Mike, this one's for you, Mike. Appreciate the raid, my guy.
Bro, at the end of the day, what I don't know what we should do is go to Foco.com and get himself a t-shirt that he can wear with that fucking pretty chubby Flacco body. You know what I'm saying? And nobody would give two fucks. And if we're talking about bodies, yo, how about fucking our boy John Moxley going back looking shredded from rehab, bro?
Yup. Good for him. He looked good even last week with the shirt on.
Benjamin Button all over there, all over everywhere.
I don't know if you noticed, he was in the corner praying.
Like 10 years.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's going through the steps. So very happy to see that. One, not only to see him a couple times this past week, right? Because he also defended his championship on GCW this past weekend.
Chat, who saw GCW? Chat, talk to me. What you think?
GCW was an experience as well. But it was good to see him this week, and also just to see him like motivated. Seems like he's on track. I think he was playing to his higher power, and the reason why we're happy as well because as JJ had mentioned before, the host of Oral Sessions, Renee, and his daughter, they need him. So
that's facts. That's big facts.
It's good to see him healthy, back with it, man. Because life is rough, guys. Life is fucking rough sometimes, and some people go through some dark paths. It's always good to see when people are able to see the light again. But he needs to put back on some weight because I'm tired of this skinny shit. We're here for the pretty chubby Flaccos.
Hey,
it's the era of
baby.
All right, look what happened. Look what happens to so many fucking great talents trying to be bigger than they need to be.
Yup, that's true too.
You know what I'm saying? Like some of the names we mentioned here today, which probably some of them would still be here with us if it wasn't for that reason.
Big
you know what I'm
saying? TJ, I agree with that, TJ.
No, but just think about people that in the 90s eras or into the 80s. I'm talking about Benoit. I'm talking about Eddie Guerrero. Right? I'm talking about a lot of talent that not the biggest of stature and feel like they need to put on that mask, right? This is why it's a beautiful thing.
Even Hoovy, the Jew.
Moving to Guerrero, he threw it out here now, right?